So for this video, it will be about the security report builder. So we are now in the main screen. Just go there, reports, security report builder, and we are offered a first screen. We don't have any mutual fund to compare, so we can look by name, by fund code. If I have the fund, I could say I want the fund code. Let me check the one I used before. Let's say I could say NCE, 717. I can do that here, and I can have that fund. It's a way to go. I can go by the fund family. I say it is a Desjardins, it is a CI, it is a Century. And if I enter, let's say Century, like this, they will give me Century Investment, and then they will give me all the funds, and I will choose amongst them. I can go by name like we did, or something even better. We go here, and we can, of course, choose Seg fund, F fund, all that. Or we can go here in list. Remember, we have built a list. If I go here in the list, and I don't remember the name because I did so many things. So I just select my universe is list. I click on the little thingy there. And remember that we built a list that's called example workstation. I click on that. And now it gives me the fund in my list. So I say, yeah, I want to compare them all. I want a report for them all. So I add them all. So now I have 6 investments selected. I go now, you can have more, you can have less. You'll see for yourself what's the best, okay? Now, that it is a difference between a portfolio. We are not doing a portfolio. We're not putting money in each and having a portfolio. We're more looking into each and every mutual fund. It can happen to you if you have a customer and you don't have the latest statement, or you don't want to go into all the thing of putting the money and checking and having the return, and you don't want to go into that zone. That can be a nice option for you. So we have the mutual fund on our screen. And now we have our report option. Depending of your what you have with Morningstar, you can have or not a cover option. Here, a sample will be like you have the logo of your company, you have it is written portfolio illustration, you have the date, and you have your title, you have all the things like that, of course. And here, of course, you can change what's written. You can put your customer's name, you put your name, your firm's name, of course, and the date of the report. That is for the marketing part. If you want to have something very, very nice, you can let that go and build your own cover page with a nicer font, nicer colors and stuff, and you put it, of course, into a binder, a nice quality. I will not, you understand my point. Here, the fund versus fund report, I can do that, but it is just one versus another one. So now I have 6 funds. It does not make very much sense to do that when I have 6 funds, but just for the sake of that example, I will show you. Let's say the CI is signature and income, and I want to compare it to the dynamic blue chips. So I have those 2 funds. It will be compared side by side. I can say that because I want to build a big report. You will see it will be a big report. If I click here, the fund summary report, it will it will create a report in which each of the 6 funds will be, you will have the summary. Then you say, oh yes, I would like to have the risk reward scatter plot built into that, and the time period can be 3 years, but let's just say that it will be a trailing 5 years. You can select your index. For the sake of this, I would say that the index should be something like a GIC. You will understand why when we look at the report. You can do a correlation matrix, because we will see all of those things individually in the graphic in the few video, but this is a way to create a whole report with all the things inside, and the page number and all that stuff. So here you have a correlation matrix. If I want to be straight, instead of 3 years, I can choose 5 years. It can be 10. It will be a correlation matrix. I can have the rolling returns. Yeah, I will leave it there. You will know if you want. For now, we will select everything, so you will see what type of report it can give you. The rolling returns, I will select for now 36 months. The total annual return will go into 5 years, and the standard breakout will do like that. And I will leave everything there like this, so you will see what it does. After that, we will scale back because it should be a pretty big report. At the end, you see that we can have the English or French, and you can have the date format is okay, and the font size is okay. And here you can choose landscape or portrait. I like landscape, but for the sake of this, we can say portrait. But you know, both are there in this report we generate. So so it's an interesting report of 150 pages. You will never do that. I understand, I know, and we will not go through, but it's just to show you how fast. I just cut for maybe 5 seconds the edit, but to edit that report, that video, but it took about 10 seconds to produce 150 page of report. We should have a cover page, but like I told you, I put that aside for you to do it. Now we have the comparison, because we chose to compare those two funds. So we have the side by side, so you can look at them, and when you are comparing them, we will go and see how to compare portfolio later on, but this is for a head-to-head with mutual funds. You have all your numbers side by side, of course. So you can very much see which one is different. Like the dynamic blue chips is skewed more around the growth, the other one more about the blend. You can have the regional exposure. You can see the big difference. Here we have 76% in the Americas. Here 44%. So depending of your way of seeing the things in that, you can see here in the cyclical 54%. Here 40%. So it is two different mutual funds. And remember, that was the first thing we saw was fund versus fund. So that is the one. Second, we say, okay, I want to have all the detailed reports for all the mutual funds in the 6 months. So here you go. You have AGF with all the data. You will have CI and all, I'll go fast. Okay, you have that. But then what is fun is, instead of having to go into the graphics and do this, it took the graphics of the 5-year risk reward that you know very well, and you understand now why I chose the GIC. I chose the average 5-year GIC, so I have my benchmark on the left down, so it will be easier to show my different mutual fund. If it was all mutual fund in the same category, let's say Canadian equity, I would have maybe chosen the mean for the Canadian equity. But I was having different type of mutual fund, so I chose the average GIC. So it shows me that the fund number 1 and the fund number 5, which is AGF fixed income and Santry Canadian income, are in the same vicinity and same type of risk and same type of low return. And you see the other funds that are more there on the right. More on that later. And then you have the correlation matrix that's done for the 6th fund. Boom, 10 seconds. Clean, fun, rapid. We will go more in depth for that later. And then you have the 36-month rolling return. If you don't know what is a rolling return, it is because AGF has a long history, more than 10 years, and we take 36 months, let's say from May 2008 to May 2011, from June 2008 to June 2011. So it's rolling returns 36 months. And we can see in this one that it has never occurred to have a negative return between January 31st, 2008 to 2018. Except on the last one, we had the lowest 3-year return has been between January 31st, 2015 and January 31st, 2018. So I stand corrected. So I could say, if I had a customer who was into that type of fund, I could say it's the first time in 10 years that our 3-year has a negative return of -2%. Same thing here for the CI income and growth. This one we can say with certainty that it has never been negative on a 3-year period. Same can be said here for the dynamic blue chip balance. Same for Fidelity. And Mackenzie here still is the same category as AGF, and it has a negative return, but it is less at minus 0.54. Again, of course, you will never do all of those together in the same report, but I'm here just to show you what can be done. Here is the total return from 2013 to 2018. It is by calendar year. It's a bit much, but we are at the maximum, I would say, maximum of mutual fund you can have on the same page. We have 6 funds in 5 different years, and you can see in 2013, Fidelity was by far the biggest winner. And then in 14, everything was going very, very well for everybody in 2014. In 2015, it was tougher. We have the one that the dynamic blue chip was good, but in 2016, it was down. But so you can see the correlation, yes and no, amongst the funds. In 2017, you can see pretty easily that the 2 best funds were the blue one here, that is the CI Income, and the dynamic blue chip were the 2 best. The third was the Century. And then lagging was the Fidelity, and the Mackenzie were the fund lagging. But you can see rapidly, when you don't have too many funds, what's happening in a single year, and that's not a bad picture. And now we have asked the standard breakout by asset. It's a little bit overkill, but it was again to show you. So we have it by AGF. We have for each fund the standard breakout. So just to help you go through the report with me, here we have seen today fund versus fund. We have seen the fund summary. At the beginning, it was the fund summary. We saw the risk reward. We saw the matrix. We saw the rolling returns. We saw the total annual return. We saw the standard breakout, but I overkilled it. So I clicked the investment details. So now we will see the investment detail for all mutual funds. So of course, if you will choose or this one or the other, but not both. And then because I have clicked it, I have the underlying holdings of AGF and all the funds. So that's why it takes so many pages, because I have all the underlying of all the companies of all the funds. So it is pages amongst pages and pages. If you want to do that for a customer one time, just to show them how much they are diversified, it can be fun. It can cost you a lot of paper, but it can show you, and it can show your customer how much they will be diversified beyond their wildest dream. And now we have asked price and distribution report for each fund. So now we have the price, the variation of the price of each share of the mutual fund. We see the income, and we even have the almost the play-by-play, the month-by-month, the price of each share and the percentage of change and the dividend that has been paid. It may seem a lot of overkill for now, but if you have a big customer, a big account, and you have hundreds of thousands of dollars invested in a mutual fund, and those numbers can be very, very important to you one day. And now we have at the page 121 out of 150, the original exposure of AGF, the original exposure of CI Income. And you understand what I mean with the fact that it is a big report. Now we have the Morningstar sector of each and every fund. The nice part about that report, the pages are all written up and right. And then at the end, when you have the returns disclosure, you have just the one page for the different mutual fund that you have looked at. And when you have all the fund versus fund and the report disclosure, they are all tagged together in different paragraphs, but they all follow up. So it is more of a nicer feel. Now, that aside, we will see what we should do, we should have done. You take that out here. The disclosure we can keep. Investment growth, no, we don't need that. And look, we will simplify the thing. We don't need at this point, we don't need that. We don't need this. We don't need this. neither do we need this or this. What I think is will be this one, the risk reward. I put that first. I will put the correlation matrix first again, and then the fund summary report. You can go, okay, and just this one. Generate the report. So we have lost 100 pages. We just have 42 pages right now. So we just have the first one is a 5-year scatter plot. We have the second page that is a correlation matrix. And then we have a nice overview of each mutual fund. And then we have the underlying holdings for another 33 pages. If we don't want to have the underlying holdings, hey, Pierre-Luc, come on. It's a bit much. Come on. Stop it already. Just take it out. And you don't need the disclosure. You take it out and then you generate a report. It goes very, very fast. And it is an 8-page report. You have your 5 years, you have your correlation matrix, and you have your fund, all of that. And it's very well paginated. Say. So that's the way to go. This is the report option. And if you use that very often, what you can do is you go here and you update the preferences. You click on that. And because you have your personal profile built in, you go here and the report options. And if you say, I never disclosure material, I don't do that. Investment detail, I don't do that. If I don't do that, and then it will stand as a standard. So you see, I always have the fund. The risk reward, I always put that first. Here it is always a 5-year. See, you go like that, and then you save, and it will be saved as default. And the next time you go, it will be already there for you. So here you go.